It's amazing what a coat of paint can do. Yes, it can make a neglected building look better, but it can even make people look at their community differently, and perhaps make visitors take a second look and decide to stay. Fresh Paint Days is a project of Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, a nonprofit organization celebrating 50 years of preserving and enhancing the state's natural beauty. 50 years! That's great! During Fresh Paint Days, willing volunteers make use of paint donated by HIS Coatings of Oklahoma City and a stipend for supplies provided by the Public Service Company of Oklahoma to transform a community blemish and perhaps their community pride, too. Jeanette Nance, Executive Director of Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, recalls one such transformation.
There was one project where this elderly woman's home was the first property you saw coming into town on the state highway, and it needed the facelift that their community needed. As the first property, they wanted it to look good. So this elderly woman's home, the city clerk gathered up volunteers, and they heard what was going on, and some other people volunteered, and somebody donated this and somebody donated that, and they took this little bitty home, but they landscaped it, they mowed it, they weeded it along the fence that's along that road, they painted the property, they fixed her roof that was sagging, and it was just a great overall change. And we don't normally provide paint to private properties and private residences. We do that for buildings that are within the public eye, that are used for public things, or along a main street, or along that highway that comes into a rural city. You know, state highways run through, and that's their main street. And so some of those properties, as you're coming into town, are the first thing you see. That's your first impression. But the city clerk presented it in such a fashion that this is a public property because it's the first thing you see when you come into town. And it either sells us or it breaks us, because people that we want to attract to come move to our town are coming in on that highway, and this is what they see, and that's not what we want them to see.
And turning those eyesores into assets brings great satisfaction to the volunteers who do the work and to the staff and supporters of Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, including Projects Coordinator Megan Moran.
Yes, this is definitely one of my favorite programs that we do.
It's Megan who travels the state to assess potential projects, meets the volunteers, and delivers the paint to make the change. And she says there are a few rules for the Fresh Paint Days program.
We have them listed on our website, but just kind of to touch on a few of them, it has to be the exterior of a building. It doesn't have to be a city-owned building, but it needs to be a public building. It can be someone's business or just a Main Street building, anything like that. We've had so many different projects, and we have had 229 buildings painted since we started in 2005. We have to have applications in by July 31st, and then I will deliver the paint the end of August, early September, and they have until the 1st of October to paint their buildings and submit some after photos to me. You can visit our website, keepoklahomabeautiful.com, and you can find Fresh Paint Days on there. We have all the information for applications and guidelines and things like that. And something really exciting that we have this year is we've actually gained a partnership with C.L. Boyd here in Oklahoma City, which is a construction equipment company, and they are actually donating power washers. So through a grant process, the participants, they have to be selected for Fresh Paint Days, but they go ahead and submit an essay, 300 to 500 words, and let us know how this piece of equipment is going to impact their community and what other ways they'll use it beyond Fresh Paint Days. But that's just one of those extra things that kind of helps people prepare for that paint process, is getting off the old paint and getting the dirt and everything off of the building. So that's something new that we have this year, and we are really appreciative to C.L. Boyd for joining us with that.
Applications and rules for Fresh Paint Days and the C.L. Boyd Pressure Washer Grant are available at keepoklahomabeautiful.com. And check out the gallery of inspiring before and after photos from this project, in which volunteers are transforming Oklahoma 1 gallon of paint at a time. For KCNP, I'm Tisha Agee.